Hello everyone, how's it going? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Remember to hit the like, sub, and share button. It helps a great deal. And if you want to support, the join button and super thanks. So Ubisoft has had a terrible year. So let's summarize. This year they released Skull and Bones, the first quadruple A game. And even though it has a positive rating on Steam, this game is not doing well to the amount of time they put into it. They had to release it because they took money in terms of grants from the Singapore government, so they had to release this game. But yeah, everyone has said the same thing. It's basically a very low tier, mediocre, actually below mediocre version of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, where you play as the ship, not actual pirates. And yeah, the ship has a stamina meter, so not exactly the greatest of experiences. Then they released XDefiant, which, according to a report from Insider Gaming, is on borrowed time because the game, even though it reached 1 million concurrent players when it first launched, the game was just not exactly, it wasn't going to be a long-term success. I think a lot of us knew that, and according to the report from, they spoke to insiders from Ubisoft, that they are really afraid of Call of Duty Black Ops 6, which they should be. Like, that game comes out, it always does well. Call of Duty does well every year, doesn't matter what they do. Like, they released the Modern Warfare 2 expansion, and they sold it for a premium price and still made bank on it. I was one of those people. I'm sorry, I am the problem. But yeah, then the developer said they're not dying, but this is the developers speaking, and of course they're going to say their game isn't going to die. They don't want that type of negative press. It'll be really bad considering that Ubisoft stock is in the toilet, especially the release of Star Wars Outlaws, which underperformed. Now, I completely just decide not to invest into this game because of the whole pricing model they've been trying to shoehorn into their games, like the whole $130 you have to pay to play the game on time, or you can pay for Ubisoft Plus. It was just a disaster. Then it came out and it was absolutely broken. The AI was broken. The game was broken. The character looks like someone took a sledgehammer to her face. It was just like a lot of stuff that could have been an incredible game, but turned out to be such a mediocre game that played it safe. Like, you play as a literal outlaw, but you don't play as an outlaw. Like, it's really confusing. Like, it really disappoints me because Avatar Frontiers of Pandora had the same issue where they could have done something incredible with the story, but they just decided to tease it instead of fully going into it about bleeding the line between Na'vi and human. I know I'm getting off on a bit of a tangent. It just feels like they are not putting in the work and they're just rushing these games out. Like I said, 3 big Ubisoft games came out this year and none of them seem to be performing well. Well, Assassin's Creed was probably going to be the Hail Mary, but based on all the trailers we've seen, not exactly the greatest of situation, not to mention the massive backlash for deciding to put a real-life person as one of the playable characters, Yasuke, which has been a hotly debated topic. I don't get why they did this. I'm on the boat of a lot of other people. Every character you've played in Assassin's Creed games have always been fictional characters. Yeah, you interacted with real-life historical figures like Napoleon, George Washington, but they were never part of the actual, core story of Assassin's Creed between Templars versus Assassins. So this was just, a really bizarre choice. And then they started doing all these really poor marketing decisions, like the latest one where they decided to use a World War II monument in Japan as a novelty item. It was just I don't even want to show it because it's just so what the hell. And they keep toting this is going to be respectful to the Japanese audience, and based on what I've seen from Japanese YouTubers, they're not happy about this. I don't know how it's going to be reception wise, but apparently they saw the writing on the wall and decided to delay the game to February 14th of next year, which is a huge deal. It's not at the end of the fiscal year. Well, it's close to the end of the fiscal year for them, but it's still pretty monumental because all the gameplay trailers of this game have been absolutely terrible. So I don't want to show too much of this because I'm pretty sure I'll get copyright claimed. So yeah, Assassin's Creed Shadows is a dream project for us, finally bringing the series to feudal Japan with many features developed with our community in mind, such as the parkour, renewed stealth, brought by new technology, all set in the beautiful and immersive world. This is an ambitious addition to the franchise, a rich experience that can be lived through the eyes of two unique protagonists. But we've realized we need more time to polish and refine the experience, pushing further some of our key features. Now, look, Assassin's Creed is a huge franchise, but it's not as big as Star Wars. So the fact that they couldn't even get a Star Wars game to sell is saying something. They probably said this, we got to make sure this game is a success because it doesn't look good. As such, we've made the decision to postpone the release date to February 14, 2025. The game will release on a broad range of platforms, including Steam at launch. That is monumental. Ubisoft doesn't release their games on Steam first because they usually try to push their Uplay service, which is terrible. Like, nothing compares to Steam. No one can compare to Steam. Gabe Newell literally won by doing nothing and just improving the platform. Granted, Steam does have a monopoly on PC gaming, I would argue. Like, I would say the only real competitor is GOG. Like, Epic Game Store only stays alive because of the free game offerings, but I would feel like GOG is the only real competitor at the point. The game will release, I read that. Additionally, pre-orders will be refunded, and all future pre-orders will be granted first expansion for free. Holy crap. I haven't seen this since Assassin's Creed Unity. For those who don't remember, when Assassin's Creed Unity launched, it was terrible. One of the biggest disasters in history. Think Cyberpunk 2077 bad. And it was so bad, they decided to give all future expansions away for free. That's how bad it was. Like, you think Cyberpunk 2077 was bad? At least they sold Phantom Liberty. They didn't give it away for free. It was so bad for Assassin's Creed Unity, they gave the post-launch content for free. Just think about that. So they're basically repeating the same mistakes from Assassin's Creed Unity. I'm surprised that a lot of people haven't made that connection, at least from what I've seen. We understand that the decision will come as disappointing news, especially those who have been patiently waiting for Assassin's Creed game inspired by feudal Japan, but we sincerely believe that this is the best interest of the game and ultimately your experience as a player. Translation: if we release this game, it will be another disaster. Even as an Assassin's Creed fan as like myself, I've played every major installment. This game, even though I was going to buy it, I was not looking forward to it. I was almost going to expect Assassin's Creed Unity level of issues. Rest assured, we are looking forward to the moment you embark on the memorable adventure with Naoe and Yasuke. Until then, we thank you for our ongoing support. The way I see this is that they saw this. Like, they already canceled all the press showings for Assassin's Creed Shadows, so I think they were debating what to do to move forward. And I think what really just made the decision ultimately make this decision was this. The sequel to Ghost of Tsushima. Like, look at this. They probably saw this and were just like, dude, we gotta delay the game. We gotta fix these issues. Like, even though this game is not coming out until 2025, it's still like, you know, look at the two games. Just look at this and compare it to this. Like, this literally looks like a mod for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And that's being generous. So, yeah. We know that they're going to depart with the traditional season pass model. All players will enjoy the game at the same time on February 14th. So they're removing the option to play the game on time through Ubisoft's premium service or by paying for like $130 for access to the game on time. So a major disaster. This game, I feel like, is Ubisoft's final test to see if they can sustain themselves or they're going to see a massive collapse. Like, look at this. This is not great, and it's just getting worse day by day. So I don't know what their plans are. I think that, you know, the amount of time they'll definitely have to quash some bugs. But whether the game will be in a much better state, we have to wait and see, because remember, these are the trailers. This is with the game looking at the best possible, you know, way. So the fact they released the game looking like, you know, stuff like this is not that great. And we'll have to wait and see. Like, I don't know what they're doing right now, but they really have to buckle down. So tell me what you think in the comments below. I honestly hope that it succeeds, but when you're going to be compared to Ghost of Tsushima, you're going to have to bring not your A game, your triple A, your quadruple A game. Because Sucker Punch nailed it on their first try. You guys, you've had multiple tries with these trailers and you've been flopping very hard. Not to mention you've gotten, like, the very community that you are centralizing this game on, the Japanese people, completely against you. Like, it's just like you've literally turned against the very setting that you're setting the foundation of your game in. So, we'll see. Like, hopefully they do recover. I want this game to be successful because I love Assassin's Creed, but only time will tell, and I'm not going to look at this at rose-colored glasses. So tell me what you think in the comments below. Like, sub, and share if you care to do that. And goodbye. Good luck.